morning. You've been listening to Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM, and this is our morning grill edition of Inter-House Sport Competition in secondary schools. We have the privilege of having Command Secondary School Suleja. Right now, joining us are the house masters. The house mistress are back in school. House masters of various houses that will be participating in the competition for this seventh edition. So we'll just have them introduce themselves and then we'll start with the questions.
Yeah, my name is Mr. Hussein Musa Abadi. I'm the garrison housemaster and the geography teacher of the school. It's a pleasure to have you.
Welcome,
here.
sir.
Good morning. My name is Abraham Adam. I'm a Tiger House Master of my secondary school, Suleja.
Okay, any other title? A teacher?
Okay, I'm also a country teacher for that.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mr. Samuel Udo. I'm the culture and creative art teacher in Command Secondary School Suleja, and I'm also the stadium house master.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having us. My name is Mr. Osai Gode, physics teacher, also the rhinoceros as a master. Thank you.
How will you motivate and encourage your teammates to perform their best in this seventh edition?
Well, one of the ways that I encourage and motivate my team to perform in this seventh edition of our inter-sport competition coming up this Saturday is one, communication. Communication matters. We communicate with them, we talk to them. Like the last edition, which is the sixth edition, my house took second position overall. And we are hoping that at least if we cannot maintain the first position for the overall, at least maybe we'll stay maintain the second position.
Okay, I like your spirit of friendship. That it's not all winning, but we're participating. Thank you so much, sir. So the house again.
Tiger House.
Okay, we have the Tiger House Master with us here. What strategy will you use to manage conflicts and disagreement within the team, within that's the house?
So for my team,
Yes.
we coordinate them together in order to participate in this coming seventh edition of
Okay.
this transport of Command Secondary School Suleja. Now, actually, the sixth edition we took last due to the but the spirit of
Okay,
this
let's
seventh
call it fourth. You took fourth. These four houses,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So you took fourth.
yes. But this seventh edition,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay. Based on taking fourth position, don't go yet.
Yes.
Like, what really happened? What really happened? Was it that you had no track? No
the
people in
one for the last
Yeah, no.
okay, for the last one, you will have problem within the house. You
Okay,
understand?
it's just a problem, not
Yes,
that your athletes were not good
no,
enough.
we have it, but they are not too coming out to participate. As the problem we have in the last.
Okay, they are not coming out to participate. So what have you done for them to come out to participate?
That's
this
why we
seventh
start. That's why we start early.
Okay.
We hope to carry first this time.
Okay.
Bring it.
All right. So thank you so much, sir. Let's have the next house, please.
Yeah,
So-
garrison house.
Garrison House. You took the first position last time.
I think we took third.
Okay, with Ted. We'll stay with Ted.
Yeah.
Now, how will you ensure that all team members are included and valued?
So we constantly practice, and then from there we do the selections and see those that are no less that are having less injuries, those that are not having any other psychological or any problem that will deter them from the main aim of the sport that we want to do. And we try to motivate our children by releasing some sporting facilities to them in time. Some of them are not used to this facilities and equipment that we have here. So make them come close to them and we see what they can do and we encourage them to push harder, especially for my house now. We need to take first this time around. Our
Right.
kept all the measures in places, and by the grace of God, the way I'm being optimistic that we're going to really come out with
Okay.
something flying colors
Don't
this time
don't
around.
don't go yet. Just stand there a bit.
Thank you.
Like this is personal now. I want
Yeah.
to transfer it to you. I have a son that is athletic in nature, but for the fact that he's in GSS 3, so he was asked to step aside. That is only meant for SS class. Is this how it runs in your school?
No, we have the junior sections and we have the senior sections.
Is there a situation where the senior and the junior can participate in relay, or it has to be a senior relay, a junior relay?
No, there are some games that really we don't look at that yardstick, whether it's a junior or a senior. As long as you are good in that event, in fact, we put you front. But mostly, what the problem we usually have is some of the juniors are, I don't know whether they are scared or what they have phobias or something. But unlike this seventh edition now, those juniors are really different. The juniors who are having now, they are participating fully in most of the events.
Okay. While you were talking, I sense like mental and physical kind of challenges.
Yeah.
So, how do you intend to address it?
Honestly, there are some students that might be really maybe handicapped in an area, or maybe they come with a problem that they from their houses. Maybe they are not used to the sun, they are not used to dust, like asthmatic or something. You
Okay.
have to identify such problems and then keep them away so that you don't risk their health. And we hope that by the time you take those that are not used to some sports and maybe equipment or something, by the time you take them through and they become second nature to them, they go far even after their secondary education.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
sir. So, tell us your house again.
Okay, my house is Stallion House.
So, the stallion, the horse.
Horse.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
Nene,
okay.
that is chipping something.
Yes.
I'm very sure that you were listening to the interview that Nene had earlier on, with them, and the assistant captain of Stallion House, that's your house, did establish that um, there is no spirit of sportsmanship,
Togetherness, no
that
friendship.
their morale is usually down
Low.
whenever they lose. So, as the sport master, what are you doing to imbibe that spirit, to accept whatever outcome of the game, whatever game they participate in is? What are you doing to imbibe that spirit in that?
Okay, what I'm doing in that aspect is like if I may come in from the back there. For any game that they lose, for example, let me use example like the badminton game that we lost. It was that the students or the athletes did not join others to participate when
Okay,
to
no
do the real the
practice.
practice when it was time for him, but it was always showing a good zeal to
Yes.
participate, to perform, but there in the field he couldn't deliver. So the only thing I told him was that, see, it was because of one, you saw yourself as a winner, meanwhile
Yes.
you were losing. You did not join us in practice. So if you had joined practice, see and learn from other people's mistake, that is how you would have excelled very well. So that was what I told him. I also encouraged him. I said, what we do next time is when others are participating, don't see yourself that, yes, I'm a senior student. Quite realism is too. I say, when you see juniors, join them and practice. That is how you are going to get it right. Don't see that because I'm a senior, I can't join my juniors
Or to play,
practice.
to
Yes,
practice.
to practice. Because this is a game. Game changes whenever we enter the field.
Exactly.
So that was the only thing I used to encourage.
I like the idea of the senior and the junior participating, and that's a good one that we would like the background. Now you will tell us the Stallion House. Tell us what we do not know about Command Secondary School Suleja, the background into the sport that we as parents listening your life on Armed Forces Radio do not know, that we should know. That means it should be a motivational something that we do not know concerning this sports.
Okay. Sport and if I say sport is something that brings people together,
Exactly.
both the, let me say, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, just like we have slow learners in class, the fast learners, and the weak learners. So you must bring in something that will bring everybody together. Fine, there is a student that the academically the girl is not too good, but in sport the girl participated very well and she did excellently well. She took second, and personally I was impressed because I was like, so you can perform very well in this, keep on the good work. The girl is not in my house quite well, she's not in my house, but I picked interest in her because academically she is down, but with this sport now and she's performing very well. So the only thing I do was I encourage her. I say, okay, it's a two-way thing. You must balance it, participate fully in games, because outside command, if this one academy is just like is a step stone to where you are going,
Yes.
it will now boost you with your this sport as zeal, because she's an athlete, she ran and she wants to come. So I encourage and say you can do better outside command. So even most of them here, we do encourage them like that. Say, okay, when you go out, put in your very best. When you hear of any competition anywhere, fine, you can go apply, because it will take you to a greater height. I always use this blessing that runs for Nigeria. Yes, and I use her as an example. I say she's a female, so females can also do better in the field of sport. So both male and female, all of you, carry your academic along, perform very well academically, and do what you excel.
Okay, I want which house took first position.
That is one.
This the house. Okay, the question is for you and the house that took fourth position. Now, obviously, you are in cloud one and you're high, like, high. So, how do you intend to work with other house masters to ensure a smooth, successful seventh edition of the Intel Sport?
We can only form a teamwork, and we should have a better understanding of how it goes. Because if we don't understand ourselves like this, it will not work out. And we need to just do away with. Fine, we do have challenges in the field, but outside the field, friendship should still continue, because it's all
Exactly.
about friendship
Exactly.
and togetherness.
So let's hear from the fourth house. The fourth house.
Yes.
So how do you intend? Obviously, now last edition, the sixth edition, you took fourth.
Yes.
There's no last, it's
Yes,
fourth.
yes.
You took fourth edition. I know. I won't call it on the low side, but I'll call it on doing better.
Yeah.
So how do you intend to work with others that have already first position? Are there already?
Actually, we are working together, training together, all the students playing all the game together. Now, when it is time of league, the game is moving with strength and energy.
Yes.
That's why we train all of them in the same pitch and the same venue. You understand? Now, from there, the house will discover whether you take first or you take second, 40.
All right.
You understand?
Okay.
But for me, I still say that this seventh edition.
All right, no problem. Like this is in-house, but sadly we have you. This is a sporting competition, so we cannot ignore the aspect of injuries. So, what contingency plan do you have in place in case of unexpected issue or challenges?
In terms of the athletes.
Yeah, the athletes, the school, we know that some will break a leg, but that's not what we are praying for. A
Okay.
scratch, maybe availability of glucose
Yes,
and
yes,
others.
yes. Our able commandant, Lieutenant Colonel Aro Ali, will make sure that the clinic that are up to that task. So we have the medical team that always attend to students if there's any injury. They attend to them. The glucose is there. We have started the heat already. As I'm talking now, some of the sporting activity have been completed, like my house now in the football. We regard football as the mother of all games. my house took first position. So
Wow.
when some of my
Congratulations.
colleagues are bragging that they will take first for the overall, I was just laughing because I know the intense work we put in place because we still get some from the airport, the physical and education department, they were able to get some coaches from our side that normally come to tell the students the rudiment of the game, the rules and the regulation of the games. Our one is to talk to the students and advise them. Though you cannot win all the time, but you cannot lose all the time anyway. But from our house, which is a Rhino, we are a winner for this 7th edition. By
Okay.
God's grace, I think
Yes.
the trophy belongs to us.
Okay, based
And then
on
maybe
what
we'll
you
come back
just
to this armed forces radio to celebrate it
Oh,
again.
of course.
And then we'll pop
Of
champagne.
course.
Thank you.
So based on what you just said, now this question is right for you. How will you promote good sportsmanship and conduct among your team behavior during the competition? Obviously, now you are the best in football, so
Yes.
there's less. It's a good word. There's a pride to it.
Yes.
So how will you encourage good sportsmanship? Now this time around, we are talking generally of all students.
So how do we encourage the good sportsmanship is that just prepare your mind, have fun, participate in any game. If you win, glory be to God. If you lose, you congratulate the person that won. So that is how we'll be going about it.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Let us have you and tell us again your
Thank you very
house.
much. Garrison House Master.
So, Garrison House Master. So, what expectation have you set for your team behavior during this competition? We want to hear about the expectations.
Honestly speaking, the students already, our school is known for discipline and knowledge.
Yes.
And then the expectation what I expected from them was good behavior, good conduct, especially on the track and all those other sports that we had.
Okay, let me shock you now because you will tell us the truth today. My sons are also in military school. So one is red, one is blue. So obviously the blue is weak, the red is better.
Yes.
But I will hear the blue taunting the red, taunting the blue that we are going to win, just give up, don't participate. Then the blue will say, Mommy, I'm not participating again. There are situations like that.
Honestly speaking, like if it comes to secondary school, a long time ago, Garrison House used to take first. But the students are now graduates. They are gone. They have graduated and left the institution. So every time we expect a new crop of students to come up. You know. So right now, my colleague here won me in football. Why? My own footballers that used to stand in even for the school team there, they are all gone out. And I'm trying to bring a new crop of students that are just coming up now. And honestly speaking, although they are not ripe, and I've already seen where we made some mistakes and we have done systematic adjustments, and by the grace of God, although I still have hope of winning this inter-house.
You will. So, well, based on what you said, like in a school, we always have the good, bad, and ugly, but they are all our children because we need some certain behavior to address some certain issues. Everybody cannot be an introvert. We have extrovert. But this time around, we are talking about unsportsman behavior, people that are not sport oriented. They want to win at all costs. So how do we address such issues?
Honestly speaking, when it comes to the spirit of sportsmanship or craftsmanship in sports, we try to educate. We have technical team that came around, and we still have our own PhD department that are they partake in sport administration. They tell the students they are always with us on the field, and they try to tell the students some kind of the do's and don'ts of the sport activity. But the student at times, some of them they come, they want to show some kind of maybe they have developed a new skills or something like that. So my advice for my students, I usually tell them to abide by the rules and regulation of these sporting activities and not to relent in constant practices.
Thank you so much, sir. And let's call it the final, but not the last, because we are going to have the celebration party. And let's congratulate you for the sixth edition. So
Thank
you
you,
are the
ma'am.
right person to answer this question. What provision have you made for first aid and medical emergencies?
Okay. In that aspect, the commandant, the meeting we had before the sport commandant, now we had a meeting. So the commandant now told the medical team, ask the necessary things that are needed for that event. So even this morning, the medical team will still call upon to ensure that everything needed is on ground, and they should always also be on ground. So from the glucose to the first aid box, everything is intact. So the medical team are always there for us anytime we need them, their services. They are always on ground, yes. And they are always monitoring every event in case of any athlete that is sustaining injury. They are
Um,
not taking charge.
You've been listening to 107.7 FM Armed Forces Radio, and we've been discussing with the house masters of Command Secondary School Suleja for their fourth coming seventh edition inter-house sport. So thank you for coming, and we
Thank you very much,
appreciate
ma'am.
your insight.
Thank you, ma'am.
You've been listening to Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM. I will be talking to students of Command Secondary School Suleja on their seventh edition, seventh in house sports edition being held in Suleja. So you have something to say to your.
Thank you, sir, for everything. You're there for us at all time. Since when I was being in command, for the past years, we have not been doing tower sports, but when he came, he brought everything back. I'm grateful. Thank you, my parents, for your support, and I'm welcoming all of you to come to our inter sports on the 15th of February 2025.
All right, thank you so much. So we have the house captain, the sport prefect.
We give thanks to our commandant, the Lieutenant Colonel Al Aliu, the commandant of Precious Command Secondary School Suleja, and we give thanks to my parents for bringing me to the school.
So you've listened to the students. We are so excited to have you tune in today as we count down to the highly anticipated Command Secondary School Suleja seventh inter-house sports competition. To all students, we wish you improved physical performance and fitness and self-confidence. To our house masters and house mistresses listening in, thank you for all you do for your students. We are thrilled to have you on board as we celebrate teamwork, sportsmanship, and school spirit. This is the much we can take. You've been served. Our topic today has been Command Secondary School, the importance of inter-house sport in our schools. Thank you for listening and remain with us. We are still Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM Abuja.